how much fucking work cruising is. Oh, that's bad. It's just shit everywhere.
Look at us, complaining about the very thing we love the most. This life at sea isn't always easy. It's long days, busted knuckles, and projects that never end.
These are all no sea invites. It's just, look at that. Look, it's murdered.
But somehow, it's still the thing that makes us feel the most alive. And the rewards pay off in spades. Because somewhere between the chaos and calm, we find our peace.
Paint this rosy picture that in reality, it's a lot. Get off the boat. All right, today is day 6. And the exciting thing is it's painting day. Got the paint. We got on one layer of barrier coat on our repairs yesterday. And so today, this morning, first thing, I'm gonna touch up all the other little spots where we had some adhesion problems with the barrier coat. Put a second layer on our repairs. And after that's done, then we paint, which is the fun part. And it goes pretty quick. So I'm gonna get all set up, suited up, and show you what it's like. I'm just giving it a quick wipe with acetone, just to get any possible contaminants off and some of the dust off, and then we're ready to paint.
You see, boats pick up all kinds of contaminants. Oil from your dirty yard hands, residue from the boat sanding their bottom next door, dust, even organic stuff that might grow from being left in the humid tropics. If any of that's left on the surface, the paint won't stick properly. It might look good for a while, but eventually it'll start to peel, blister, or flake off. And nobody wants to do this job twice. Even if, honestly, this is my least favorite part of the process.
All right, you ready, Bill?
Let's do it.
Once we do this, we got 2-hour pot life on this stuff.
Probably less, it's so freaking hot.
Yep, okay.
Fire in the hole.
Should have probably put it in a bigger pot, huh?
Yeah, oh well, it'll go. She'll be all right.
When you repair a hole, the barrier coat is an epoxy primer that seals the deal, quite literally. It creates a watertight layer over the repair, locking out moisture and protecting the fiberglass underneath. Without it, water can creep in over time, leading to blisters, delamination, and all kinds of nasty surprises. It also acts as a primer or tie coat, giving the bottom paint a better chance of sticking.
All right, so we've just put our little coat of epoxy primer on just to help with adhesion. I filled it on the water line, and then we're going around with the brush, and we're just touching up little spots. So you can see kind of this is what it looks like now. It looks like a mad painter's canvas. She is ready to paint. All right, now we gotta wait how long? 2 hours?
Maybe an hour.
Yeah.
While we are quite literally waiting for the paint to dry, I wanted to tell you about a huge time suck in my life. Late last year, I started getting all these unsolicited text messages on my phone. They started out by asking if I wanted to hire a ghostwriter, and then it quickly moved on to election spam, and now the current trend seems to be trying to convince me that I can make thousands of dollars a day by only spending a few minutes online working. There is an entire market out there where your personal information is bought and sold. They're called data brokers, and they have your personal details, your sales history, your browsing information from cookies, sometimes even your health information. They create a dossier on you, and they basically sell it to the highest bidder. The good news is you have the right to request that these companies remove you from their databases. The problem is they are incredibly difficult to track down, and there is also hundreds and hundreds of them. So individually locating and contacting each one can be an absolute nightmare, which is why I'm very happy to say that today's video is sponsored by Incogni. You sign up for Incogni and you give them permission to act on your behalf. Then you can kick back while Incogni does the heavy lifting. They go out, find the list that you're on, and and demand that your personal info is deleted from their database. So if you want to take control of the situation and get yourself removed from all of these lists and protect your privacy online, I'm going to go ahead and pop our link below, and in the description it is incogni.com/svdelos, and when you use that link, not only does it help support our channel, but it will also put you on the path to increasing your privacy and getting you off of all these spam lists online. Once again, the link is incogni.com/svdelos, and if you use that link, you can get up to 60% off on an annual plan, which is the one I chose because I wanted to make sure that they continued to work on my behalf month after month after month. There is also a 30-day risk-free money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time, so you really can't go wrong. Okay, a super huge thanks to Incogni for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to getting Delos ship shape.
It's time to slap it on, goop it on.
It's gonna look really good.
Well, we're gonna do one layer of blue at the top, and maybe a couple of, like maybe down to right here, and then I have black to go over that. So that was, I had to do blue and black paint because that's all they had, but it won't matter. We'll see how far we get with that 1 gallon of blue. All right, I'm excited. Let's do this. You ready, Bill?
Oh yeah.
There's a few ways to paint a boat, but my favorite, the classic combo, a roller and a brush. The roller covers the big flat areas fast, while the brush cuts in around edges, fittings, and those tight corners. It's all about getting a smooth, even coat without wasting paint or leaving streaks. But you also want to apply it pretty thick. Since the anti-fouling ingredients are in the paint, thick layers help to keep your bottom paint around for longer.
Okay, we're looking good. We got the first coat on, the blue, until we ran out, and then we went to black, but the whole boat, coat 1 is done. And now we're gonna start with coat 2, which will be all black, which I think will look a lot better. Been drying for like, I think it's been 3 or 4 hours, which is the minimum overcoat time for this paint. How you feeling, buddy?
A little tired.
Worked?
Don't ever volunteer to come help Brian.
Don't ever volunteer to come help Brian. You'll end up like this. Well, we finished painting the boat, which is amazing. We went in and told the manager, the yard manager lady, Natalie here, and she's like, "You guys finished already? We should hire you, work fast." I'm like, it's this guy. He's been slaving away for 3 days. Anyways, we got a couple of coats on. I'm gonna cheers beers.
Oh yeah, feels
We
good.
found the cheapest beer we could find in the store. Never heard of this St. Omer. But anyway, cheers, Bill.
Thanks, buddy.
Do a job well done.
There's something ridiculously satisfying about crossing things off of a list. Service the bow thruster? Done. Service the prop? Done. Clean up the chaos? Well, almost done. This floating puzzle is coming together. And the best part? That reward isn't something you buy. It's that deep, quiet feeling of, heck yeah, I did that. We're making progress.
Never ending, Bill. If you're not servicing your big boat, you're servicing your small boat.
Right.
Now it's time to do the outboard, so gear oil change, filter change, lower end oil unit change, and to top it all off, do you see all these, I don't know if these are bees or wasps, or they built a nest in here. And so when I scraped that nest off, they got all pissed off at me.
Yeah, they're not so happy right now.
No.
Sailing. It's all sunsets and
Sailing.
cocktails, isn't it?
Beaches and bikini, it's just endless. Bill, I was asking Bill what we should film about, and he's like, how much f***ing work cruising is? I could paint this rosy picture, but
In reality.
in reality, it's a lot. But
Yeah.
I could honestly deal without the insects trying to bite me at this point in time.
Yeah. And maybe the like 100-degree temperatures right now.
God, I could deal without you on a beach with a beer, do some swimming. That's the end game though.
That's what will happen at the end of this.
So yeah, I mean, just servicing this is probably 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And that's if you have everything that you need.
And what are the labor rate here? Like $60 or $70 an hour?
Yeah, probably saved myself a couple $100.
So that's good.
This particular motor takes 1.1 liters of 10 weight 30, and the thing that sucks about that is they always come in 1 liter jugs, so you always end up with using a full one of these and then a tenth of one, so you have like
I think they're in cahoots.
Have like yes,
They're in cahoots with the oil company, so you have to always buy a brand new one, and you have 90% of a bottle left.
or keep a half full one around that's going to leak, right? 1.1 liters coming at you. This is pretty disgusting.
Ugh. Mud. Yeah, because this is the primary. This is the engine
Yeah.
filter here, but they don't do much.
But this catches everything.
Especially running a 4-stroke.
Yeah.
2-stroke,
Especially a fuel injected 4-stroke.
then you could have a world of trouble that you can't fix. Not a carburetor.
Yep. Watch, it's gonna snap right off. Then we'll have another project on our hands.
Another $450 for a new Raycor. Oh,
No, it's
you're getting it.
going.
You're getting it. Strap's gonna snap. You're gonna fly your hands into the throttle
Smash
control.
something. Ah! God, look at my hands are fucked up anyway. Look at my legs. Look at all these are all bug bites.
Yeah.
These are all no-see bites. It's just, look at that.
Look,
it's
it's
just
murdered.
ridiculous. Cruising. Guess if you maybe just hopped around civilized places and had other people do your work, it'd be pretty sweet. Nah, I'm not complaining.
Then they wouldn't know how to fix anything. Like, you know, they'd be stuck everywhere.
It's true.
Yeah, got it. Ah! Yeah, that was easy. Victory.
I love a win. Occasionally we have to have a win, Bill.
Keep us going.
Not very often, but just occasionally.
Oof, that was way too quick to say.
It's broken.
So we do not have the correct kit for this, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do, I've got an O-ring kit from a bunch of other random stuff. And I am going to put an O-ring on the bottom to seal that. And then I'm just gonna fill this hole with RTV, which will keep it from leaking out there, up the hole. And then if I need to drain water out, I will just totally remove this thing. And I'll have to put a hole under it. Something like that.
Makes sense to me.
Sound reasonable, Bill?
Sounds reasonable. RTV because it is fuel resistant.
Yes. See.
After servicing the engine and swapping out the filter, there was still one more key part to fix: the tilt lever. Yep, that little lever that lets us lift the engine up when we come into the beach and let it down for going into deeper water.
This is what happened. Greasing things turns into taking apart things, which turns into drinking beer.
This part should have been lubricated a long time ago. It's so greasy now you can see it starting to crack, so I feel like I need to get this pin out.
Yeah, I also feel like if Kaza had to lift the motor, it might be very difficult for her. Like, you're putting a lot of power into it.
Yeah.
If she had to land at a beach for some reason.
So the little latch that I've been messing with for the last day, it's the little picker upper. So when you pick it up, it allows you to tilt the engine up for shallow water or when you're coming into the beach. And when you put it down, it allows the engine to go down, and it is just completely seized. So I've been getting in there with a little bit of spray, and I work it back and forth, and then I come back a couple hours later and I continually do that. And it's getting better. It's getting better over time. So I feel hopeful that we're gonna be able to get it. We also need to replace the water fuel separator because that one has like completely rusted away and it just like leaks out and drips fuel. So that's no good, and that's important for the dinghy. But we're making good progress, and I have a good feeling that Kaz is going to be able to fly in with the parts to help me fix the dinghy. All right, so let's go see what Kaz and Sierra are up to.
Good morning from Australia. It's so amazing to know that Brian and Bill are doing so good and that their projects are flying along. We're doing really good here as well. Yeah, it's just a lot of things going on. Dane and Nate have been working on the bed frame for the starboard side, so that is coming up. I've been working on finishing off a lot of things for Dan before I leave, like ordering stuff for the head, just like all the tapware that we need, all of that kind of stuff. I've been working with Steve on finalizing some stuff when it comes to the light sizes, just like so it's been quite busy here on my side. And I want to show you guys inside, because in the starboard hall there's a lot of things that's been happening in the last couple of days. They finished our bed, so this is basically how the bed will look like. I think it turned out so good. And then this is kind of the overhang that we were discussing, and I think it's gonna be really good. And then we're gonna have wardrobes here, so yeah. And then also Dan and Dane have been super busy in our master head. Yeah, you guys have been in here for the last week or so, huh?
Yeah, been in here, not quite a week yet, but
Yeah,
it's coming up good.
it's coming up so
Got all
good.
the bones in there, so
Yeah, like all the railing is in, and the toilet is gonna be here, and the shower we started mapping out. Come up with this little shelf idea, which is turning out so good. The shower is gonna be right here. So yeah, this is coming together so well. It's really fun to see. So yeah, really amazing day. And so another thing that is happening today that is really exciting for me is that I'll actually go and pick up the Galley pieces. So if you look at my model that I still have here, so this whole inside, I want it to be painted instead of having it wood. I picked out these two colors that I really liked, and you guys casted your votes. But then, I don't know, after kind of it's like, I brought them with me for quite a while, and like trying it in different lights. And this is also kind of the countertop color I'm gonna have. You know, this is the veneer. This is the color for the walls. So after kind of bringing it with me, I got a little bit more into like a greener color, kind of, which changes everywhere I go. I just made a decision and I actually picked this one. I had some amazing help from a Delos follower called Greg. So thank you so much, Greg. He's a painter in this area. So I did a lot of research. I got a lot of help from Greg, and there is actually a painting company or a spray painting company up here in Kapalaba. So it's only like 20 minutes away, and they seem really good. So the veneer pieces for the Galley have been varnished as well, spray varnished, I guess it's called, I don't know. So I'm picking that up today, pretty much right now, and yeah, I'm pretty nervous but also very excited. So let's see how it's gonna look like. Okay, I'm in the car and just pulling up to the painters, so a little bit nervous like I said before, but I think it will be good. I think they're gonna be looking so amazing. I'm really stoked. Hey, I'm almost done packing. Everything looks amazing. So I'm just gonna check my papers to make sure everything is here, but time to head back to the shop and put some stuff back together. I'm back at the boatyard, and I'm just gonna start basically putting all the drawers on, all the green stuff. So all the veneered stuff I can't really put on because it's more bigger pieces, so that I'm just gonna carefully wrap to protect it from the elements and the sun and all that good stuff. But it looks so good. I think it looks awesome. I'm so stoked. And then we're gonna get the locks in here and it's gonna be like that. What a big ticket item to tick off the list. Shoo. I wonder how it's going for the boys at Delos 1. I bet they're working really hard as well.
How's it looking there, Bri?
It's bootstrap day, Bill.
Pretty up the old girl.
Bootstrap days. This is always very satisfying.
Oh yeah.
Always love pulling the tape off. Nice job taping, by the way.
Thank you.
We'll give her a good clean, and then we're gonna touch up this water line. And then we'll be one step closer. We're hoping to splash on Friday, which is, today's Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Say Tuesday?
Yeah.
Holy, okay.
I think we'll be ready for Friday.
Yeah, so that's great news. Gained a day.
Look at us go.
But also, found more problems. The battery's dead for the starter, because that I didn't leave a charger on that. So,
Charged it overnight?
charged it overnight, and then I took the charger off, and the 12-volt battery should sit just over 12, so like low 13s, and it's sitting just over 10.
Damaged.
So it's fucked.
Good to know
It's an
now,
old
though.
battery. Better to find out now than when we go in the water.
Yeah, when that trailer drops in, you're like,
So we'll get a new battery. And this is our project today.
yep. We determined this is close to a 5-to-1 ratio. We don't want to mix it all with epoxy base, we believe, so we don't want to have it kick off on us.
Yeah.
So we're doing small batches at a time. I am taping the hull while Brian is going to start acetoning and then roll and tipping. If anyone has any tips on roll and tipping, let us know. Neither of us.
Everybody said it's too late because it's already done.
We'll know for the next time.
Yeah. Sorry.
We Googled it. We don't know how to do it. Try our best.
I don't think it's that hard. Boom.
Look at that.
Paint.
Peeling tape after a paint job, why does it feel so good? Well, it turns out there's some science behind it. Our brains love clean, predictable outcomes, something called closure. When you pull that tape and get a perfect edge, it triggers a tiny hit of dopamine. It's like checking a box on your to-do list, but visually. Taking advantage of that extra dopamine, I jumped into one of the jobs I like least, organizing stuff.
Okay, I'm doing pretty good. Starting to clean up, which is a good sign. I have a huge pile of stuff that goes in the outside lockers. Outside, I was just moving outside. I just chucked it right here. So we've got spinnaker, we've got ballooner, we've got mizzen spinnaker, we've got dive gear, all sorts of gear. And so now I'm gonna get everything stored in the outside lockers and trying to make the boat habitable, because I think we're going in the water in 2 days, Friday. Today's Wednesday. And I've spent a little bit of time on the outboard this morning. I basically just put WD-40 in it and some French version of PB Blaster, and I think it's gonna be okay. Let me show you what it does now. Look at this pile. The boat is just a freaking nightmare, but all that stuff will fit in the lockers. It's just shit everywhere. Dive tanks are out. Oh God, so much work. So what I'm doing is I'm just alternating between this stuff, super degrippant, and WD-40, and I'm spraying it kind of in like this in the top. I let it soak in for a while, spray the cracks, spray the sides a little bit, and then I've been working it just, and now look, I can do it with one finger. So I think that's a good sign. At least it'll get us to some place where they have the parts. But I think it's okay. I can do it like that, which is a huge improvement. So I think if I keep on doing that a couple times a day, eventually we'll get there. Good morning. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure what day it is. I think we're at day 7 or 8. Maybe it's day 8. Today the guys are here and they are moving the stands because you notice that where these stands are, you're not able to paint under them, and so what they do is they put new stands on, they take these stands off, and then we can paint the little squares where we're not able to paint right now. And then the bottom of the keel down here, we do when it's in the machine. So we have about 2 hours to do it in the machine, which it's not the best job, but you just slap it on and roll it real quick. But I've got a whole little list of last minute things before we splash, which is planned for tomorrow. So we got to paint these squares. We're gonna do some touch-ups on the boot stripe. There's a few little areas where we got some runs because we sort of, I mean, really, if you think about it, we didn't think it through. We were sort of rushed, but we should have painted the boot stripe first and then the bottom paint second, so that we wouldn't have runs like that. But that's okay. While we're painting the squares, we'll just do a tiny little touch up. It's just visual. We're gonna do some cleaning on the hull, try and get some of these streaks and stuff off on, like, testing refrigerators, making sure they're all coming up to temperature. I powered up the electronics. We got to test the radar. So that's kind of the phase of the project we're in now, which is a good place to be.
One thing we really needed to work on was our dinghy Maggie. So after a bit of servicing and fixing what we could do with the tools and parts we had, it was time to get her back in the water and give her a proper trial run.
Okay, Brian. Moment of truth.
She doesn't start. We're paddling. Come on, Maggie.
Sweet.
Yes! All right, that was the last major project. Maggie is back.
Woohoo.
Now, tomorrow we go in the water.
That was amazing.
That was intense.
That was intense 10 days. God.
So tired. All I want to do is go home and go to bed.
Well, just like that, we're almost ready to splash. It's been weeks of sweating, dirty jobs, and pushing through long days. But hard work does pay off, especially when you know that the best part is still ahead. We're about to get back to what we love doing the most. Sailing, chasing sunsets, and doing it all with my family and friends.
Not to film Bill because he doesn't have any goggles or anything on. Don't put Bill in the video like that.
Brian's a nerd. Gotta raw dog it. That's fine from far away. Filter wrenches always confuse me for some reason, strap
I
wrenches.
can just try the old towel method.
You can do it! It's turning into like a Larry David vlog. You know what really grinds my gears?
Well,